I'm home alone with the kids and the neighbor's lawn service just arrived. So this could be a total disaster, but let's see what happens. Hi guys, it's Paula. I hope you're doing well today. I thought I would try for the first time setting my camera up in my bathroom where I get ready every day and start filming, and we'll see what happens. I have been wanting to do some eye looks and I feel like chatting. So let's do this. Let's see what happens. I'm putting on my sunscreen for the day. It's from Lancome. I received this from Influencer last year and it's in a project now, so I'm working on using it up. I've been wanting to film a get ready with me. I've been working on this colorful eye look so I can hit pan. Who knows? Maybe today is the day. Fingers crossed. I just got out of the shower about 5 minutes ago. I combed my hair and put some of this Nux oil in it. This is in another project and I'm working on trying to figure out how to use it because it's kind of glittery, so I've just been using it on the ends of my hair. It's a dry oil, so I don't know if it really does anything, but next I'm going to be using my Primed and Peachy primer from Too Faced. I do enjoy this. This is in my Labor of Love It project. I'm still working on trying to figure out the balance of making a video that isn't an hour long, but still keeping the conversation going. So I need to practice that. It takes practice. Practice makes perfect. So today I thought I would talk about how I got started on Instagram and how that led me into becoming obsessed with a minimalist journey. And I use the term minimalist journey kind of loosely, obviously, but I'm a work in progress for sure. I am definitely a work in progress. Up next for today, I'm going to use the Peach Perfect foundation in the shade Natural Beige. I don't need quite a full pump, so I try to get like 3/4 of a pump out so I don't waste any. You can do that with this. Like that much is good for me. So I don't know if I ever told you guys about this, but I kind of missed the 10 years of social media. I first started seeing people joining chat rooms online when I was in college. So that was during the years of like 1996, 1997. And the whole thing completely freaked me out. Like, who would go online and chat with strangers? And of course, I was in college and on a college campus, so there was some seedy stuff going on. You know, sex stuff, like hookups, meetups, people meeting strangers that they had talked to online for sex. The whole thing seemed crazy. It really turned me off to social media. And then when Facebook started a few years later, I'm not exactly sure what year it was, all my friends were getting on Facebook and they were all constantly pressuring me. I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm actually going to put a little bit more onto my hand. I didn't quite get enough. Where all my friends were pressuring me to join Facebook, possibly MySpace. They probably were doing both at the same time. And every time I saw a friend, why aren't you on Facebook? Why aren't you on MySpace? You need to get on. You need to get on. And at the time, I was in an unhappy marriage. I was previously married prior to my current husband for 7 years, and it was a bad matchup. I'm not going to blame or, go into details, but we were not meant to be together. And because of that, we were unhappy. And so I didn't have children, even though I wanted children. And I didn't want to brag about what a great husband I had because we weren't happy together. And so I was kind of worried that social media for me, like Facebook and MySpace, would either be me not posting anything about anything or me getting on there and complaining. And I don't like that. So I never joined. And in the meantime, my mother and father and older brother, who are kind of old school, were really against any of us getting on social media. They really, I mean, they weren't telling us we couldn't, but the message was pretty clear in our household. And I was only like, 19, 20 at the time. So I did still take my family's advice, and they really didn't want me getting on social media. And so I didn't. I just decided I was not going to do that. I was not going to put myself out there. I wasn't going to put myself at risk for whoever's out there taking advantage of people on social media. This is my Physicians Formula BB concealer that is in my some project. It's in a project. I think it's also in my Labor of Love It project. So anyways, fast forward 10 years. I am completely obsessed with YouTube by now, full on watching beauty videos, and all of the YouTubers that I'm watching, like Emily Noel and Kathleen Lights and Tati and all of them, are all saying, check out my Instagram, check out my Instagram, check out my Instagram. And I wanted to see what they were posting. So I get on Instagram, and I have to set up an account before I could really see what's going on. So I'm sitting there in bed, and I'm like, what am I going to put as an account name? And I thought, well, I'm here because all these beauty gurus are telling me to get on here and check it out. So that's why I did A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It, because they're the ones who got me to start this Instagram account, and I was going to blame them for it. And I never had any intention when I opened up that account to post things. I never thought I would ever be posting anything. I just had this intention of kind of lurking. I was going to get on there and lurk. And the next day I woke up, and in my notifications somebody had followed me, and I thought, oh my God, don't follow me. I have nothing to share with you guys. I think my username was attracting people in the beauty community. And so beauty community people were following me because of my name. What's up, girlfriend? What you got there? You got a towel? So all of a sudden I started thinking, well, maybe I should post something. And by now I'd had like 10 followers. And so I was able to see, like, Instagram isn't just for like famous. What are you fussing about? So by now, I was able to see other people's accounts on Instagram who were just regular people like me. Not that YouTubers aren't regular people, but you know what I mean. They weren't like people that were using Instagram to promote their 1 million subscribers. They were just people with small accounts posting beauty stuff. I didn't realize that those people were on Instagram too. I was so naive. I mean, we're not talking that long ago. We're talking like 2 years ago. I was way too old to not know this, but because I'd never been on social media before, and Instagram was my first time ever using social media, I was really learning as I was going along. And all of a sudden it was like just regular people posting their makeup and their hauls and what they're using and their makeup of the day and their their selfies. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. There's just regular people on here posting about makeup. I can get on here and post about my hauls and the good deals I was getting. Because at that time, I was all about buying makeup at the cheapest price point possible. So whether I was using Ulta points or Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, the whole concept that I had started posting with on Instagram, and it's still on there. If you go back, 1,600 photos or posts in my Instagram feed, you can see where I was posting the hauls that I got and the good deals and the hashtag, it pays to be patient, because it was all about the fact that I was getting this makeup at Ulta 21 Days of Beauty for half off rather than buying it at full price. And that's where my channel was going to go. And not long after I started these posts, we're talking a matter of like weeks, I kind of stumble upon the panning community. And that was it. That was it. My path was written. I'm going to use the Pixie Brightening Corrector. I was obsessed. I couldn't believe there was this group of people on there doing what I had been trying to do for years on my own and not succeeding. And they were doing it and having huge success with documentable progress. I mean, it was just the coolest thing to see these projects that people were doing collectively and cheering each other on. And, you know, the projects, oh my gosh, it was just so fun. And then how they were so organized. And then, you know, people started posting like mid-year inventories. And I was like, oh my God, an inventory? What? Like, it blew my mind. Like, people are posting. And then there's these people, you know, some of these girls who are my friends now were like, oh, I have too much. And I'm looking at what they have and I'm like, I have like 3 times that many. I need to get on here. I need to start this. So there is this account. At the time, her name was The Bluest Rose. What? Kristen, what was your account called? The Bluest Rose Beauty? It was something about the bluest rose. She's changed her name now to her actual name. Her name is Kristen. And she's a YouTube channel here too. But her and I are still friends. She was the first panning account that I ran across that was doing a project. There were other panners that I had run across too. Anyways, look what's still going strong, guys. She was doing a finished 24 by July 4th. Which is the most ridiculous project to do for your first project. Finish 24 products. By the way, the project had been going on for like months and I was jumping in with 7 weeks to go. That just goes to show how like clueless I was about like the time frame of everything and that everything takes way longer to finish than I had any clue. But I was so excited about joining in on this project that I could not sleep that whole night. I was like obsessively going through, like visually going through my makeup stash, my bathrooms. Of course, I wasn't as organized back then, but I was just kind of thinking about what products could I put in this project? Do I have 24? Should I do this? Is this crazy? And my thoughts were just going through my head so rapidly that I could not sleep at all that night. My benefit WhatsApp. And I woke up that next morning and pulled out 24 products and posted the project on Instagram. And that was my first project. It was a total fail. I finished, well, it wasn't a total fail. It's like all my other projects. I finished a couple of things and started, made some progress on some other things. I actually have this idea about doing like a recap of my first like projects on Instagram, like doing a video on that. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. And I could show you guys like my pictures from then and talk about like how I did during the project and what happened to the remaining products since that project ended. You know what I'm saying? That's a video idea I have. I haven't quite filmed it yet, but I'm thinking about doing a video like that. Anyways, before that project was even finished, I had already joined another project that finished a few months after that. And then I joined another project. It just snowballed. It totally snowballed. And it's just been so much fun. I have just absolutely loved it. So that's how I got into panning. And joining the panning community. I literally fell into it. My NYX Jumbo Crayon in Milk. So then a few, probably months went by, and you know how Instagram pops up like all these other accounts that they think you would like. And I don't know what hashtags I was putting in my post at the time, but probably something related to minimalism, and the Mince game popped up. And somebody who was doing the Mince Games feed popped up. And I was like, Mince Game? What is that? And so I looked up her account. And that's when I discovered the Mince Game. And the following month, I started doing Mince Game. So, for those of you guys who don't know, The mince game is a hashtag that stands for the minimalist game, which is also known as the minimalist challenge. I'm going to go in with my little powder right here that's in my A to Z project pan and set my under eyes. But the minimalist game or the minimalist challenge is a challenge that lasts 30 days or 31 days, depending on how many days are in the month. It's a month-long challenge. And on day 1, you get rid of 1 thing. On day 2, you get rid of 2 things. On day 3, you get rid of 3 things. And if you do that every day, progressively for the month, you will have gotten rid of, in a 30-day month, 465 things. And in a 31-day month, 496 things, which is huge. I had never gotten rid of 496 things at once. And for somebody like me who definitely had some hoarding tendencies, I mean, I've talked about this many times, but we are talking about seeing the value in anything and having a lot of fear with the idea of letting go of things, because if I let go of it, I know I'll want it and I'll miss it and I'll wish I had it back. I mean, that kind of thinking. And I know a lot of you guys understand that kind of thinking because you have it too. This is a mineral powder from Elizabeth Arden that's in my old makeup project pan. And I'm just gonna, it's really dark, so I can only use it when I'm tan. What's up, hey? Oh, do you need me to put Mickey Mouse on? Mickey? Okay. You got it, Mama. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, guys, I'm going to grab my color tattoo and inked in pink. So anyways, I was having a lot of trouble parting with anything in my life at that time. This is about 2.5 years ago now. No, 2 years. 3 years ago now. Is that right? Man, I got to do my math. It was a while ago. I'm just going to put this on my eyelid, the movable part of my eyelid right there. So anyways, I knew that this minimalist challenge would not only potentially be kind of fun and exciting, but posting daily on Instagram would definitely help me to stay accountable so I wouldn't give up when it got hard. Because that's usually what happens. It gets hard, I get indecisive, I panic, and then I stop and I don't do anything because it's easier to do nothing than to do something. So I started at the beginning of the next month, which was July of, no, that was 2 years ago, definitely 2 years ago. So I decided to open up a second Instagram account. I know a lot of you guys support that account, but it's called The Long Road to Less. And I decided I didn't want to document my progress towards minimalism on the same account as my beauty account. So I opened a second account called The Long Road to Less. Now that account has never been nearly as successful as my beauty account, but it's fun and it just keeps me accountable. Like, that's my account for me, to see how far I've come, to look back at what I've let go of and be like, oh my gosh, you got to keep it, and to keep me moving forward, basically. So I'm going to put a little bit of this e.l.f. primer on the top part of my eyelid. Just a little. So anyways, I did a mince game July 2 years ago, and it was scary easy. Like, I kept waiting for it to get hard. It never got hard. It was easy to get rid of 496 things. So I decided to do it again that following November. Got rid of 465 things. It was easy. It was still easy. Like, finding 496 things shouldn't be that easy, or 65 things should not be that easy, but it was. Okay, I'm going to grab my blue eyeliner and line my upper lash line with the blue. So then I did it again the following July, and I've kind of had this pattern for the last 2 years. So I do a minimalist challenge every July and every November. And it wasn't until this past November of 2017 that it finally got hard to do the challenge, because I've gotten rid of thousands of things by now. Like, a couple thousand things have left my house, and so it's not as easy. And even in between the minimalist challenges that I do, I'm still working on purging. My ability to purge things has grown. And so I'm still encouraging myself to purge every week or so and bring donations to, the donation center and list stuff on like Facebook and sell it and do garage sales. So it's ongoing. The other thing is that originally I was really only focused on minimizing my personal belongings, because that's what it was about. It was about the fact that I had children now and I couldn't hoard out my house with my material possessions. I didn't want my children to be raised in a hoarded out house and think that that was normal or okay and be raised like that. It was really important to me for them to be raised in a space that was clean and clear and open for creativity and learning and friendship and all that. By the way, I am obsessed with the show hoarders, and so I'm speaking from the opinion of an expert hoarders show watcher. I'm an expert hoarder show watcher. I'm not an expert in hoarding. I'm an expert at watching the show hoarders. So anyways, it became my mission. And so I have done 4 minimalist challenges, and this last one was hard. And I actually was thinking, maybe I'll stop doing the minimalist challenge, because I have the ability to think more critically about what I own, what I want. I don't need the minimalist challenge like I used to. I used to have to rely on the minimalist challenge to let go of things. Otherwise, I'd just hoard it. But now I can purge. So maybe I don't need to do it. But guess what's rolling around, guys? July is just a few days away. And I've decided to do it again. It's really hard to talk and do eyeliner, guys. So I like to make it a little thicker on this outside part here. Not like a wing, but just thicken it out, because I'm going to put a ton of blue eyeshadow over it anyways, and this will be like a nice base. Hold on, I'm being paged by Hazel. Okay, I'm moving you back and busting out my e.l.f. 100 pan palette. Okay, so here's the reality that I've come face to face with. Just because doing the minimalist game or the minimalist challenge has gotten hard, I'm going in with the red from my Fire and Ice project pan, is not the reason to stop doing it. Because I have seen people that, I have never been to their homes. I know them from Instagram. But I know they have way, way, way less stuff than I do. And they're still doing the minimalist challenge. It is about pushing yourself to that point. It is about really forcing yourself to make difficult decisions. And it's time consuming and it's hard. And it's, I am digging through boxes in my basement instead of playing with my kids. And so it's a commitment for that month, especially that last week when you're looking for 27 items that one day and then 28 items the next and then 29 the day after that. It gets really hard, but I've decided I really want to push myself for a couple of reasons. My house is still full. I've gotten rid of thousands of items and my house is still full. 2, it's not just about me anymore. I have really done a good job of kind of shrinking my collection in every category except for makeup. Makeup's still hard, but I'm going in with the pink eyeshadow right next to it that's in my 7x711. My kids' stuff is taking over the house. Totally taking over the house now. They have a grandmother who loves them very much, but she buys them a lot of toys. And they have gotten so many toys that they don't know what to play with anymore. And I got to keep working on this because I don't want them to think that's normal. It is not normal. And my mother-in-law buys all this stuff at the thrift store. And so she justifies it because it only costs like $1 or 50 cents. But it's just too much and it's got to go. So I've been really working hard on clearing out their stuff. I still have more stuff to go through. There's still stuff in the basement. Like, there's still work to be done. And to make matters even more serious, if you can call it serious, we are thinking about moving in a year. And I do not want to move all this stuff to another house. I have got to keep it in the back of my mind. Do I want to move this to a new house? Because if the answer is no, it needs to go now. And so that's kind of what's keeping me motivated. I'm going in with this shimmery pink shade right there that's in my Killers project pan. But I have got to keep reminding myself that the end game is to not move this stuff into a new house if I don't want it. If I want it and if it's good, I mean, great. I'll happily carry it over to a new house. But I don't want to be bringing stuff I don't need, and I don't want to be bringing garbage, and, you know. So, long story short, I'm going to be doing the Minimalist Challenge in a couple of days, and I'm scared. I'm so scared. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Let me know if you guys want me to somehow document it and film a little video on it. I will try and do that. If you're interested in this stuff. I don't know if anybody's interested in seeing what my garbage is, but I'm asking if you guys want to know, because if you're interested, I will somehow figure out a way to film a video about it. I'm going to use this little Define Crease Brush from Makeup Geek and go into the blue right here from my Fire and Ice project pan. I was really hoping that by blending the red and the blue together, it would create like more of a purple eyeshadow look, but these colors don't really do that, at least not yet that I've found. But I'm just going to kind of swipe over the outer half of my eyelid with that blue. Like so. When you're working with a color like blue, it really helps to have a relatively small brush so that you don't end up looking like you have a black eye, basically. Oh, so what else do I want to tell you guys about? Yeah, so that's how I fell into minimalism. So part of why I'm so focused on minimalism is because I think we will be moving in the next year, and that's a big thing. But I also was realizing that these areas that I'm really stuck on, like hoarding makeup, and I love makeup. Part of me is like, so what? I hoard makeup, and part of me is like, no, Paula, you're never going to use it all. Don't buy it. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. I've probably talked about that before. But anyways, I sometimes think to myself, well, if I can get my clothing down to a minimum, then it somehow justifies the makeup. Like, it cancels it out. Does anybody else think like that? Like, it's okay that I hoard makeup because I got rid of 30% of my closet. So it's balanced. I don't know. That's part of the reason why I got into the Minimalist Challenge, because I saw all these people doing makeup declutters and I couldn't do it. So I thought, well, I can't declutter makeup, but I can declutter shoes. I don't need all those shoes. Who cares about shoes? They just hurt your feet. I'll get rid of all those, and that'll make up for the fact that I can't get rid of any makeup. I don't know. Is that weird? It's probably weird. Okay, so brow bone highlight. I'm gonna grab some of the gold shade from my Fire and Ice project pan. Pop that up here. We're almost done, guys. I hope this video doesn't take an hour. I'm not gonna upload it if it does. I'm gonna take Koosh from my peeping pans and put that in my inner corner as an inner corner highlight with my pinky finger. The lighting is really bad in here, which is why I've never filmed in here. I'll go out in the hallway so you guys can see the finished look if you want. Oh, let me first put on some of my Marc Jacobs Blacker in my lower inner rim, my waterline. Okay, good enough. And then a little bit of brow gel. Avalanche. This is from Isadora. We used to get Isadora here in our like local Walgreens, but they don't sell it there anymore. A little bit of highlighter. I'm gonna do my Pacifica split pan eyeshadow. And I just put a little bit right there because this is a very kind of silvery, bright, not silvery, but it's metallic. So I don't want to like cover my whole cheeks with it. Darn it. The lid always comes off. That's okay. All right. Setting spray, lip gloss, mascara. I'm going to use my Makeup Forever setting spray, the Mist and Fix. It is almost gone. I try to do like 4 or 5 sprays. 4. Nailed it. For lip gloss, I'm going to do the Bonnie Bell that I just put in my pan or toss. I already gave it the sniff test. It smells okay. So let's see how it looks. Just like I remember. Feels good. I'm going to do my same trio I've been doing all year for mascara. Curl, prime, mascara, second coat of waterproof, and my lower lash line. This is Stila primer. All the writing is pretty much rubbed off, and I've taken the stopper out. Even though I don't ever take my stopper out of mascaras, I do take the stopper out of mascara primers because there's so much product that gets stuck by the stopper. I find that I definitely need a primer. I just have to. My lashes they're not sparse, but they're short. And this does give up some volume and length. And I will take what I can get. Okay, Lancome Grandiose. I've been using this for so long and it is drying out a little, but it's still so good.
Second coat.
And then I put a second coat, or a third coat of Clump Crusher on top of that to kind of really flare out my lashes and separate them. And then I put some on my lower lash line.
And my lower lash line.
All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of lip liner. My Urban Decay Naked lip liner, just because this is so sheer. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys out in the sunlight so you can see the finished look, because I know that the lighting is horrible in here. So let's go do that. Okay guys, so I'm standing on my front porch. Please excuse the glare, but I'm not in direct sunlight, but there's a lot of good light out here. It's a super sunny day. And this is the finished look that I just did. It's super colorful and super fun. The lip gloss is gonna be a keeper. I don't know if I'm gonna post that on Instagram before this video goes up, probably. But yeah, I really like the lip gloss, especially paired with the lip liner. And this is how I have been using those eyeshadows from that e.l.f. palette. I like it. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.